This is the day that the Lord has made. Hello, everyone. My name is Vanessa. I'm a Christian woman doing my best to put God first and follow Jesus Christ, who is the truth and the way to everlasting life. I woke up to rain. I like to sleep in a little bit on a Sunday. So happy Sunday. Hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. And I totally forgot that it was supposed to rain. And I heard it. So I woke up, went on my back porch, and I cleaned it up, rearranged so I could enjoy the rain, put in a load of laundry, etc. Whatever. I wanted to make a pumpkin smoothie that I had found on one of the people that I follow. She's the biblical nutritionist. Now I'm going to substitute and not make it exact because we're just not. I don't like to drink a lot of milk, so I always do like half of the what it calls for milk and half of water. So let's just get into it. I've already got the banana. This is frozen. I do like to keep these. It's from Walmart. It's the frozen sliced bananas. Good morning, Graham. I'm making a pumpkin smoothie. And I like to keep these because bananas go bad pretty quickly. So I keep the frozen one on hand for smoothies. Then it calls for 1.5 cups of coconut milk. I'm going to use almond milk. I'm going to use 1 cup though, which is 30 calories. And then half a cup of water. I just don't like the thought of drinking all this milk. Okay, that was 1 cup. And then we'll do half a cup of cold water because we had cold milk. Okay. Yeah, I found this on someone's YouTube channel. She's a biblical nutritionist. I follow her. And I decided I'm going to try it. Okay, then we need 1 tablespoon of pecan. She said she always puts pecans in her smoothies. I've done it a few times. Actually, I use almonds because I don't like almonds. And I wanted to use my almonds up one time and not waste them. So I was just throwing them into my smoothies. Okay, so there's 1 tablespoon of pecan. It calls for 2 tablespoons of pumpkin puree, but I'm only gonna do 1 because I'm not a crazy pumpkin flavor person, and I'm gonna go keep it safe and just do 1 tablespoon. Oh, I need to go get another tablespoon. Hold on. We're just gonna get a spoon. Yep, it's in the video title. We're gonna do, it says it calls for 1 to 2 tablespoons of pumpkin spice. Y'all, I bought this at my local grocery store. They make their own spice concoctions. Like, they have a whole end cap. And I only go there every now and then. It's like my Mexican store when I want to find Mexican spices and Mexican stuff. It's a regular grocery store, but they just, they cater more to the Mexican population, which I do like to have that option. And this is new. They never had these before. So this is $7.99 for 6 ounces. I think that's a good deal. I'm only going to go with 1. You could make your own pumpkin spice. It's a lot of like 4 to 5 spices, which I don't normally use those spices anyway. So I thought pumpkin spice already made. is more affordable for me. And then 1 serving of protein powder. I chose vanilla. We do have chocolate. I had to go buy this vanilla to make this recipe because I don't think I would like chocolate and pumpkin. And she doesn't give a flavor. She just says protein powder. So I went and bought vanilla. I'm not anybody's mama. There's only one person who can call me mom. At least so far. Unless I have like stepkids and they want to. I'm not gonna leave that out. Okay. Digging for the scoop is always fun, isn't it? So it's a pumpkin protein smoothie. I'm gonna rename it, the title, a little. Okay, Graham likes vanilla. You guys, excuse me, Lord, but y'all are idiots for saying the mom comments. You really are. Okay. I'm sure your mother would appreciate that. All right. I'm going to blend it up. It's raining, right? You can hear it in the background. That's what put me in the mood to bake. The only thing that really needs blending is a banana. Actually, it also calls for apple. I forgot to get the apple. I was like, it's okay without it. What was that? Maybe those are the pecans. All right, let's call it done. Yeah, when she had apple in the recipe, I was like, that does not. Apple is good. Don't get me wrong, I have used it in shakes. But pumpkin and apple and protein and all this, I don't know. All right, y'all, let me do the taste test. Wow, people are really nice on here. What beautiful language people have. I learned that I could put comments into review. So I don't think you all see the really like bad comments. I have to review it. So yeah, I don't want that on my channel. I don't want trash on here. Okay. Hey, Angelica. This is very spicy. But it's pretty good. I think next time I would only do 1 teaspoon instead of 1 tablespoon. Let me make sure that's what it called for. No, it asked for 2 tablespoons of pumpkin pie spice. Yeah, I learned how to go ahead and review the bad comments. Sometimes they're not bad, okay, but it's just one word seems to trigger the YouTube to think it's bad. And so then I can choose to show it or hide it. But what I do is report it and then remove the person. Because nobody should have to read comments like that on any channel. You like to play it by ear? I don't. What is up with fascists? Okay, let me tell y'all. When I do a recipe for the first time, I follow the recipe. The next time, I will play it by ear. Of course, I didn't follow this recipe completely because it did call for apple and I didn't add apple. But yeah, just a recap for anybody who just joined. It asked for 1.5 cups of coconut milk. I chose almond. She did, it's from the biblical nutritionist. She did say pick your own milk. But again, I then take the milk and split it with water because I don't like a lot of milk. I don't want to drink a whole bunch of milk. It calls for apple. 1, I did not have apple. It calls for banana. I used my frozen banana, which I keep on hand for smoothies. It called for 2 tablespoons of pumpkin. I only used 1. I'm not too crazy about pumpkin flavor, but I just wanted to try it. It called for 1 tablespoon of pecans and 1 to 2 tablespoons of pumpkin pie spice. I only used 1. And then 1 scoop of protein powder. I chose vanilla. And it's good. A little spicy, like I said, but good. I'm happy. I'm glad I finally did this video. Yeah, I don't know what it means myself, Graham. That's why when people use it, it makes no sense how they're using it. One, I don't know what it means, but just don't make sense, even though I don't know. Okay, I'm going to see. I'm going to stay on here a little bit longer. Y'all, I literally woke up and just started enjoying the rain. Hello. Wow, what, where? Okay, Graham, tell us what it means. I think I looked it up once, but it's one of those words that I'm not going to use, so why I don't care to remember. I only remember what I want to. I'm going to move my chair here. Oh, fascist is not a word I want in my vocabulary. It's basically you're not allowed an opinion. Oh. Well, we live in America, so we're allowed opinions. There's no need for me to use it. We have free speech. We vote. I know what Graham thinks about all that, but you know what? We still have. Okay, Angelica says the best way to eat pumpkin, cut the fresh pumpkin into pieces with salt in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Ready, delicious, healthy, low calorie. You know what, Angelica? Usually I buy a pumpkin for decoration on my front porch. I don't carve it. I just leave it there. And then I cut it up. And then I tried buying smaller pumpkins. It's so much pumpkin, you know? Thank the Lord. It if you have a large crowd to feed, a pumpkin is going to be good. A fresh pumpkin. And I have baked pumpkin, but I don't think I've ever eaten it like that. I usually make a dessert out of it. I'm going to have to try it. Mm-hmm. I only remember what I want. Nothing to see here. This president just said he took free speech away the other day. I don't know what country you live in, but you're not in my country. Hey, Caro. My goodness. How's it going, Caro? Did you enjoy the History Channel the other day? I don't remember if that was last night or what. I was not planning to go live today. I like to take Sundays off. But this rain, it changes the whole mood whenever it's raining. It makes me happy. It makes me happier. Hello, hello. Yeah, I still don't know who you're talking about. Nothing to see here. Carol says it was great, just relaxing. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's right, Graham. People use labels as shaming tactics, and as a Christian person, I'm not going to use those kinds of words. Yep. No need for it. And like you said, it's overused, so it has no meaning. Thank you, Graham. Okay, so I usually don't eat breakfast. This smoothie is probably going to hold me over for a while. That I was not planning to have. I'm trying to see how many calories. It was at least 100 and this is at least 150 calories. If you can hear the rain, put a 1. Can you hear a rain in the background? Put a 1. Okay, that's what I wanted. I wanted the vibe to be rain in the background. Yes, it is almost 11 in the morning here. Kind of late, but still early. Raining cats and dogs. It's been raining since Friday. Like a drizzle. Today is probably the longest it's rained. And it's like more rain than drizzle. So what I did yesterday, Liam, finally Arizona is feeling like autumn. What I did yesterday when I came home from the park festivities, I got my saw. I'm going to show you guys, okay? Hold on. Okay. You guys, this is my saw. I know how to use it. And then these are my clippers. So the tree branches that this cannot cut, I saw them off. Because I have an overgrown bush. It grew so quickly because of the rain prior. And I think it's taking the water away from my tree. So I was like, not no more. And I cut off its branches. Yeah, I gave it a really, really good trim. There's a pile now of all the branches that I need to throw away. So my son called me and I'm talking to him while I'm sawing away at the branch. And because he wanted money, to go get food at the park. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I, I said, "I'm out here sawing away at the branch." Yes, I've heard raining cats and dogs before. Yep, that's something I've heard here. I knew it was gonna rain pretty good today. That's why I was like, I need to attack this bush before the rain comes. And I'm hoping I'll start to see my tree get so much taller and fuller. Eventually, what I want to do is completely take out the bush that I was trimming and put rose bushes. I think it would look so lovely. I want to do two. Actually, I want to do rose bushes all around my yard. Replace what is there with the bush, except and leave the trees. I was told they would be easy to grow here in Arizona. Yeah. So I'm going to try pink and yellow, maybe some white. Rose bushes is what I'm going to look for. Excuse me. This looks like a chocolate shake, but it's not. The pumpkin spice. Carol says the bush had no chance. It's taken me 3 different times though to trim it down because my trash can is fairly small and trash pickup is only once a week. So I can only put so much in there. But I was like, I don't even care. I need to trim it down. So this is probably going to take 2 or 3 weeks to dispose of the branches. Unless I take it to the dump. I love it, Graham. Yes, Willow is a beautiful name. So, your fiance, right? Did you propose to her? I cannot remember. She is letting you pick, or that's what you're going to pick, and together you will decide. Mm. I think I'm going to add a little bit more water to what is left because it's getting a little bit. Oh, so y'all aren't engaged, you're just boyfriend and girlfriend. Okay, this is what happens though sometimes, Graham. A lot of people are engaged for many, many years and maybe even never get married. But I guess the engagement is like a promise to each other. I don't know. You know what? I love Yasmin's name also. Yeah, that is so pretty. Yeah, next time I'm definitely doing just 1 teaspoon of pumpkin spice or even half a teaspoon. There's a lot of spice in here. Yep, I hear you, Graham. But can't people get married through church and not through government? Would you consider that? Or you also don't want that? Omar has lots of love. Blessed Sunday to you as well, Omar. I'm enjoying a pumpkin smoothie right now. Oh, how cool. You also chose your son's name. That is so cool. Yeah. Omar, I'm pretty sure you have pumpkin a lot. I'm going to guess because when you used to tell me the foods you were making, I'm guessing you cook with pumpkin. Is that a correct assumption? Okay. Yeah, time will tell. Omar's laughing. I turned off the AC unit. I have my door open, one of my doors. If anybody has like sliding doors, the glass doors, I bought a sliding screen, and so I'm able to open my door and have the screen there. So that's what is going on because I don't want critters coming in. Um, okay. Hello. That's great. Liam says, my partner's family is Hindu. I am a non-practicing Catholic, but we don't feel the need to get married. Marriage is a lovely thing, though. Oh, how long have you been together, Liam? Omar says at last you did remember one thing about me without having the book. Omar, forget the book. Forget about it. You know what would be so funny if it years later I find the paper or like my little book that tells me what I was trying to find? That would be hilarious. Oh goodness. Okay. Yeah, when you say partner, I guess here in America, never mind. I'm not gonna go there. Graham's laughing, but I'm not gonna go there. Yes, it would be Omar. That's where I was kind of thinking, Graham. My partner is Jesus Christ. uh, okay, Liam. Thank you, Liam. Oh, Omar says in 2 months. In 2 months, it'll be pumpkin season for him. Would you try this smoothie, Omar? Would you try a pumpkin smoothie? It has protein in it too. Okay, so do other countries have protein powder? I know us in America have unheard of things in the grocery store. Thank you for being like number 12. I can't believe I have that many likes in 30 minutes. Well, I'm gonna go put my saw back before, my dangerous stuff here. I'm afraid of electric tools, so that's why I have the handsaw. Oh, Omar has had pumpkin smoothie before. That's cool. That's why I don't know anything about that, Graham. Well, I'm learning about Marxism. Unfortunately, here in America, I'm starting to learn about it. You make a lot of different things. What else do you make, Omar, with pumpkin? Liam says the reason we refer to each other as partner is as we are more than likely not going to get married. It seems the most appropriate way. Liam, thanks for making me laugh today. I'm laughing because you're laughing, okay? Yeah. Okay, well, Omar types what else he makes with pumpkin if he answers. I make pumpkin pie, pumpkin empanadas. I made an iced pumpkin coffee the other day. I made pumpkin bread, and now I can add pumpkin smoothie to the list. Thanks for being so chill, Liam. Graham says normal men get called straight or cis, and I don't like blurring the lines. Porridge? Okay, so he'll make porridge, cake, rice, dumpling. Totally different things than what I mentioned. A pumpkin shake. What else would I want to try with pumpkin? Punch. Well, pumpkin is very healthy, has a lot of good nutritional benefits. And also the spices, the pumpkin pie spice, which is basically what? Cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg. What else? allspice. Actually, this is only cinnamon, allspice, and nutmeg. But I've seen others add the ginger and the cloves. I'm going to see. Oh. I see. I haven't heard the cis word used before. Add vanilla and egg. Omar's lost. Omar, I'm sure you haven't heard of these words either. It's all right. It's a silly word used for men nowadays, but probably not where you're at. Okay, yeah, that's the problem with artificial intelligence is who is inputting the information. That's why I don't even use artificial intelligence. Yeah, that's what I figured. Had put the wrong name in there. Okay, this is what I heard, and I don't know how true it is. Does anybody use the the X app? If you use the X app, it's a black X. Their artificial intelligence is supposed to be the best one to use. Um. Okay, that makes sense. I've heard sissies used before when I was growing up. They're called sissies when they're not very brave, I guess. I don't know. Who checks the fact checkers? The user should. What is it about, Omar? Oh, goodness. At least that was my interpretation, when I was growing up. Oh, no. I don't know if I ever used it myself, but I just remember. Okay, a lot of the spice is left in the bottom. I'm going to add more water. Okay, Omar, he says this is about who watches or peeps and then goes back in the chat. Liam swears Liam says AI bots are just really fast. Google, it draws from what has already been said on the internet. I thought someone was putting in definitions or whatever. German, what kind of profile picture do you have? Oh, Omar says it's like gossiping. Okay, I could see that, Omar. So women gossip and a man is a sissy if he gossips. Humblebee is back. I made a pumpkin, I'm going to call it pumpkin protein smoothie. And I'm drinking it while I chat. There's a lot of spice in here. That was good, y'all. Wait a minute, I need to put back stuff in the fridge. Did I put the pumpkin away? I guess I put my pumpkin away, but not the milk. Oh, so Graham can't see Omar's messages, but Omar can see Graham. I thought you couldn't see each other if one blocked. The ring stopped. Excuse me. Okay, so anybody have any special plans today? No, I haven't, Omar. I have not had beetroot drink. I don't know where Omar is because I forgot. He told me once or twice a long time ago and I don't remember. So I think I think that I'm not gonna answer for him, Liam. I can tell you though, sometimes Omar and I have trouble communicating. Because, you know, of wherever he's from and we're from two different countries. The other Omar is American, but he can be very silly in his comments. But he does a lot of the talk texting. So it doesn't exactly pick up the words he's saying. So then it might come out gibberish. I think my AC turned on. Let me close this door. I guess the sun is out, so it got warm again. I was expecting it to be good temperature for at least another hour. Hello, Manu. I'm doing good. My son's doing well. He's asleep. He's on fall break, so he's been sleeping in late. Graham. I know that is hilarious, right, Graham? It doesn't get old. But, Graham, you guys don't use that word in your country? Oh, by the way, I'm looking at a really good show. I started it yesterday on Netflix. And it's from back in, like, many years ago. Let me see what it's called. And they use that word. Oh, thank you, Graham. Yeah, I remember when I showed you guys. I'm looking at a show called Poldark on Netflix. So far, it seems good. No, Omar, why are you laughing? Are you laughing because I said sometimes we don't understand each other? That person. Oh, the other Omar. Omar Mathis. The one that says he doesn't like me. Okay, you all, this is a public live stream. I live in a place where we have free speech. So yes, you can ask whatever you want. Now, if I answer it, that's going to be my choice. A Mickey take? Omar says no name. Manu, I'm not the person to ask. Sorry, I couldn't help. Liam says his girlfriend really liked Poldark. It was a BBC show from about 6 or 7 years ago. Oh, you know what I'm talking about, Liam. I like watching the old. Okay, this is gonna sound weird. I don't remember specifics about history or anything, but I do like to watch shows from years past. Omar says another person. Oh, now he called her his girlfriend. Okay, Liam. You said your girlfriend is Hindu, right? I think. I'm trying to think. I think our vice president's wife is Hindu. And I think together they are Catholic. What is Hindu, anyways? Now that I say that. Is that a religion? Is that a country? Is that. I'm going to check what I just said. I guess they do kind of both, or no? That's interesting. Hindu isn't an Indian religion, and she is not practicing, but her family is. And Graham says you were being stuck up, then we might take the Mickey and be like, oh, look at you, madame. Oh! Okay. Thanks for explaining that, Graham. So Liam, you and her are the different ones, huh? That has to be very interesting. Oh, I was gonna refill my pumpkin spice container. Where is... He keeps using the... Oh no, this will be good. George. He says I'm a sweetheart. It's actually morning time for me. I'm trying to take this foil so that the shaker, this can be used as a shaker. See, I'm trying to get the foil out so I can use this as a shaker. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Hi, Richard. I'm doing well. How are you, Richard? I'll mess with that another time. Y'all, I got nothing else to do right now. That's why I'm here. I put my clothes in the washer machine. I should switch them to the dryer. But I made my pumpkin smoothie and we were enjoying the rain sounds in the background, but now it stopped raining. What I'm going to do after I get off of here, I need to go and shower, y'all. I really do need to shower. I'm going to continue watching that pole arc. And at some point, I will make lunch or dinner. I think my child is awake. I hear some noise. But yeah, hey, Miracle. Richard is doing well. Just wanted to say you're an inspiration. Oh, Thank you, Richard. Thank you for your lovely comment. Oh, Steve, tell us about your diet, if you don't mind. My pumpkin smoothie, I tallied the calories, was probably about 150 calories, if you count calories. Do you reckon that smoothie would have been better with the apple? Mm, you know what? I'm gonna have to try it, Graham, just for the heck of it. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to try and let you know. I do like apples. And when you are on a diet, it's supposed to help suppress your appetite, as well as apple cider vinegar. So maybe I should have put it in there. As I'm saying that, I probably really should have put the apple in there and bought one. Bought one to put it in the smoothie. Okay, in 2020, he was 180. This is Steve. Now he's 305. Ooh, Steve. I wish you well. Yeah, cinnamon is good too to suppress your appetite, I think. It's a fat burner, actually. Y'all, as a fat person, I know a lot about nutrition and food, even though I don't necessarily follow even though I don't follow any of it. I know a lot. I read books about it. I look at so many videos about weight loss. But it's hard. It's hard. But yeah, more power to you, Steve. You're really 6'5"? I you know you sometimes I get an idea of what people look like. And then it's usually not at all what I was thinking. Steve says, can we talk about other things than God's made up by humans? You're the one who always brings it up, Steve. Excuse me, because we were not talking at all about that. Liam says, I didn't know apple was an appetite suppressant, but I do remember reading an article about Christian Bale who dropped to a deathly low body weight. And he said he just ate apples and drank coffee. Really? Wow. Oh, yeah. I've been researching and reading about weight loss since I was 12 years old. That's when I went on my first diet. Thank you, Graham. And all the things I've read about, fasting is the best thing for your body to heal, to lose weight, to repair damaged cells. But doctors, traditional doctors, want to give you medicine. They want to tell you to eat all kinds of times of the day. But every time you eat, your insulin spikes. So you can eat low insulin foods that will not have such a spike. And I also heard that if you go for a walk after you eat, it also reduces that insulin spike, which insulin turns into fat, stored fat or something like that. Leo. Uh, sometimes, Steve, sometimes you have to just be chill in the comments to gauge what is the conversation before you say, say what you say. That's what I do. Because I don't want to make a fool of myself. Although that is my favorite word in the Bible, okay? I don't want to make a fool of myself. So anytime I'm like come into a conversation, whether it's in person or even on a live stream, I'm going to listen, gauge the vibe before I add any contribution to it. Thank you, Graham. Graham is going to behave for me. Thank you. Steve, all books are written by humans. What you talking about, Willis? You like my glasses? Thank you. This is my favorite style. This is like my only style that I look for whenever I get glasses. They're new and they have to last me for 5 years because that's the next time I'm going to the eye doctor. It isn't easy, right? It takes restraint and control to behave. Even when you are Christian, it takes a lot. I don't know what I was talking to my son about. Oh, because someone so my son plays football. They keep their equipment in a locker in the locker room at school. They don't have locks. I guess they're not allowed to lock up their locker room. I don't know. So somehow one of his cleats is missing. And y'all, um he had to use somebody else's cleats for the football game. But I'm glad kind of that happened because my son is all about what he wears, blah blah blah. I said it doesn't matter what you wear. It's not going to make you stronger, faster, jump higher. That doesn't matter. But anyways, I told my son, I said, "You know what I really want to do, son? Whenever we figure out who took your cleat." Okay, this is just a thought, but yes, I have to repent for it. I said, I want to take that cleat and beat the person who took it. Oh, goodness. And I'm like, son, I'm telling you, that's my thought. Of course, I'm not going to do it. But I use examples. I'm like, it takes a lot of restraint and control and prayer to behave. My son's game, it was Friday. They lost. The team they played was I want to say they were undefeated, but my son played hard all game. He did, he did well considering that they lost. Of course, he's all banged up and bruised, but it was good. There was a little bit of raining throughout the game, so I went prepared with my umbrella, my hat, my poncho. Graham says, Liam says, cleats are very expensive. I'm on your son's side on this. They are. I talked to the coach before on game day because my son came home the night before the game and he's like he threw down the one cleat he had. He's like, I don't know where my other one is. So he put into his football messaging system that they use. He's like, hey, can everyone check your locker in your bag? My cleat is missing. So I went and talked to the coach. I'm like, listen, Emiliano has a missing cleat and nobody responded. I was like, I don't know if I should go buy a pair or if he can use a pair. So I was calling the sports stores because it's hard to find cleats sometimes. And the coach is like, we'll take care of it. We'll get him a pair. Thank you, Humble Bee. Yeah, what is the meaning of that sign from your perspective, Humble Bee, from that emoji? I personally don't do that. Like, I don't use sign language. So what does that mean? Actually, the only one I use, and maybe I don't even know if it's correct, but I do the peace sign. I don't know if that's correct. I remember, okay, so when it comes to my son, I am very, very protective and I am very outspoken. So I remember one day he came home with a backpack. It wasn't his because I guess someone else had a very similar backpack. And it was a Friday or a Thursday. I called the school ASAP. I called the teacher. I called the school. I was like, can you please tell me what the phone number is of this person's? I was I was determined to go drive to the other kid's house to get it because he grabbed the backpack first, my son said, and that was the backpack that was left. And they're like, we can't give you their number, but we will call them. And that boy he was having like a talent show or something like that. So I went to the talent show and I got his backpack. I did the switch. I was not going to wait around. I was not going to wait for the next day. It was like we needed it right now. You guys can hear my son's music, huh? I'm going to have to end this. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Peace be with you. And know that Jesus Christ loves you the most. I'll see y'all next time.